I don't much like programming because I think the field is crippled and it makes me feel like an organ grinder rather than a musician playing by rote.
I'm the CEO of Unicus. Unicus is a IT consultancy, which is a bit different than other IT consultancies. And what makes us different is that we only hire consultants with Asperger.
My name is Eric Massoy. I'm 32 years old. I came to Unicus via a bunch of job search programs. I had previously been working on an internship at Opera Software. I was on the front line for first line of bug report handling.
Asperger is part of the autism spectrum, and it's a spectrum from people who have challenges and need 24/7 help to people that are in sort of the well-functioning end of the scale, which Asperger is, where they do have some challenges, usually in the social interaction area, but apart from that they are well-functioning and not really any problem. And there also are some abilities that come with Asperger which makes them very good IT consultants. The ability to focus, the ability to work uninterrupted, the ability to see pattern recognition and so on. People with Asperger often is not very good at selling themselves. They tend to talk themselves down rather than up. So if I ask somebody, do you know Java? They may say no, but they actually know it fairly well, but they're no experts. So that they feel that I asked, are you an expert? But I didn't ask if you were an expert, but if you knew the Java. And so most people tend to undersell themselves dramatically.
My first memory of working with computers is from the 90s, when I was about 10 years old, maybe a little younger. The internet was still fairly new, especially since I was living in South Africa at the time, which was hardly a cutting-edge country.
We had a case with a bank where the internet bank crashed, and that's a big issue because it was a large bank, one of the biggest banks in Norway. And they couldn't find what was wrong. So they gave one of our guys a printout of 8,400 fault messages, 8,400. And it was a mixture of people trying to log on and getting a new password and real bugs and so on. And he looked at that for 3 hours. And then he went to the IT boss and said, I think the problem is here, and you should probably look at this and that as well. And he was right. Since many of our people have holes in their CV, as we say, that there are times or periods where they haven't been employed or they haven't been studying or things like that. We need in some way, we were looking for companies or tests that could help us understand what type of competence they have, both in terms of when we employ people ourselves and when we're trying to sell consultants to our customers.
The GrepS test was one of these I took in this context. I had some previous programming experience and the bosses thought it would be good if I got that certified in some way, which is why they suggested the test.
What I've seen when I've gone through the report with my people is they immediately focus on where they are not as good. So they say, okay, I have to go back and work more on that, and they go immediately back to their desk and start studying those areas that I need to improve.
Programming should have been an intelligence amplifier, a power tool that empowers everyone who uses it, and many people can use it. Instead, it's become something more like a drazen. A drazen is a form of hand-cranked rail cart. It requires large amounts of repetitive muscle motion to move, and it only goes along a narrow, specific track. Programming is a drazen when it should have been a car.